respect quite a bit, and every time I hear their story, I'm really fascinated about what this business can do. Janet, can you hear me? Hi, Janet.
Hi, Pascal.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I am very well. Are you, the last time we spoke, you were in London. I don't know whether you're still there or you're back in Uganda.
No, I'm currently in Uganda.
Oh, fantastic, fantastic.
Yes,
So we are looking forward to hearing your story again. It's really fascinating. So take it away.
fantastic. Thank you very much, Pascal. And I'm very, very excited to be on this call tonight. For those who are meeting virtually for the very first time, my name is Janet Navuga Bugembe, and I'm married to Andrew Bugembe, and I'm a mother of one. I am a banker by profession. This simply means I did a course in banking and finance, and I'll tell you why. I admired people who work in the bank because I thought that they make a lot of money. So I imagine myself as a young girl growing up someday, going to work, handing out money, receiving money, counting money, sitting around money, opening the vault. So for me, that inspired me to work so hard so that one day I could be in position to work in the bank. However, a few years down the road, I became a businesswoman by interest. And currently, I've just completed my master's degree in corporate governance and international business ethics in the University of London in the past 2 years. So I'm very, very excited about the future. And I believe that course that I did is going to open up opportunities to do business internationally. So the reason I'm on this call today is just to share my humble story of what this opportunity has done for me, what difference it has made in my life, and how it can be, something that you can start today and make a positive difference in your life and the lives of others. 18 years ago, at the age of 19, that is when I decided to be a part of the Neolife opportunity. At that time, I was still young. I was in my Form 6 vacation, waiting to join the university. Here in Uganda, after our Form 6, we usually have a 9 months vacation. And many young people go out and look for things to do. Some of them work in restaurants as waiters. Others can go out, work at their parents' offices. Others go out and start up all kinds of businesses. So I did not want to stay at home to be redundant. So I told myself that I needed to look for something to do. So that is when I decided to be a part of the Neolife opportunity. And one of the things that motivated me to start this opportunity was to make an extra $20 at the time, which was an equivalent of about 50,000 Ugandan shillings. Because at that time, I did not have any responsibility. I was staying in my parents' house. I wasn't buying food. I wasn't paying any bills. So I needed just a few shillings to buy a few things. And what did I want? A pair of jeans, a t-shirt, African sandals, just like a young girl would want. So when I came and saw this opportunity, I was told that if I can invest the next 2 to 3 years, okay, putting in 2 to 3 hours every single day, I would be able to make an equivalent of about 1 million Ugandan shillings, which at that time was about maybe $400. So I saw 1 million as a lot of money. And I told myself I will be happy if I made an extra $20. So that is what inspired me to start the business as a student at the age of 19. So what I did is I came for trainings. I committed to come for trainings as persistent, as very, very consistent. I came around for the trainings. I learned how the products work. I started using the products. I started sharing the products with many people around me. I started with my friends, their parents, and that little community that I had. I remember in my first month of business, I made close to about maybe $35 in terms of profit. And what was beautiful about this first month is I earned my first commission, just like Pascal has been sharing, which was about $10. I was very, very excited because this opportunity had shown me that it had the potential to grow even further if I put in that effort. So I continued to do the business, of course, building on the basics. I attended the trainings. I started getting more and more customers. Of course, in my first month, I talked to quite a number of people. I remember I spoke to about 182 people to join the business, but at the end of the day, I got one. Okay. So I continued doing the business. Second month, my commission came from about $10 to about $32. This is minus the profits. I remember I was so excited because it was over and above my target. Just in the second month, I moved around with this check, showing it to everybody. Eventually, the check got lost. 4 months later in the business, I had built a business that had gone up to director. And I remember when I was starting out in the business, everybody told me that, Janet, life begins at director. If you can work towards becoming a director, your life is going to begin. And I want to tell you that when I became a director at the age of 19, my life began. As a director that month, I got a commission of about $357. Now, I do not know what $357 means to you, but as a student at that time, just to put it in perspective, a primary school teacher in Uganda at the time was earning around $150. Here I had done the business for 4 months. I was getting an extra $357. Wow. It was such a fantastic time walking into class. I used to feel like a millionaire. I used to support my classmates with money for photocopying and doing all those little things. I continued doing this business as a student, part-time. I remember 1.5 years down the road, I stepped onto what they call the world team. And as a world team member, all you need to do is focus on helping somebody else, become a director just like you. Because here we believe that by empowering others, we achieve our dreams. So as a world team member, I'll never forget that month when I stepped up to the world team. I earned a check of close to about $720. Just to put it in perspective, our lecturers at the university, one of the largest universities in this country called Makerere, used to earn between $600 to about $1,000. Here I was, a student who had just done the business for 1 year and 1 year and a half, making an extra $720. I remember for the very first time, I was invited to go and attend a World Team Convention, which was in Cape Town in South Africa. Now, I'll tell you something very exciting. When I was in high school, one of the subjects that I majored in when I was in high school was geography. I loved geography. Most of these places that we used to study about, I hoped and prayed that one day I would get an opportunity to visit. When I was invited to Cape Town in South Africa, unfortunately, the dates that had been chosen to attend for the World Team Convention, where the exact days are supposed to be writing my final exams for the first semester for my second year. So I had to choose between going to Cape Town and had to choose between getting, my exams done. Let me tell you what happened. About 4 days to commencement of the exams, because the exams were starting like next week. It was a Tuesday. Our lecturers at the university went on strike because they had not been paid for 3 months. What happened is there was a very, very bad strike at the university. So the president gave an order for the university to be closed in 2 days. And surprisingly and thankfully to God, I had already got a visa by faith. When they closed the university on a Friday, on Sunday, I was on a plane to Cape Town. So when I went to Cape Town, it was a fantastic experience, getting to see, the Table Mountains, going up there on the cable cars, visiting the Cape Point where the two oceans meet, opening my hotel window and I see the sun rising from two oceans. It was beautiful. I'll never forget, we were sleeping in the Arabella Quays Sheraton. And you can imagine when my friends were back at home, trying to catch up with, oh my God, what is the update on the strike? Here I was chilling in a hotel in South Africa, in Cape Town, at the Cape Point. Wow, I loved my journey as a student while doing this business. To cut my long story short, by the time I finished my 3-year course, I had built a business that was giving me an income of close to about $2,800 to about $3,000 a month. I was 22 years of age. And I remember in the month of May, that is when I actually finished writing my final exams. That's when I stepped up to 2Ruby director. I was writing my final exams of my last year at the university, which meant that if I passed those exams, I would be in position to graduate. But I want to say that it was during that month that I made the step to 2Ruby. And as a 2Ruby director, that month I earned $2,898. Now, I do not know whether that is exciting to you, but in Uganda, top management in financial institutions, for example, because I did banking and finance, they earn about $3,000, which is kind of the same. So here I was, a student, 22 years of age, finishing school with an income of about $3,000. This gave me the energy to go out and do this business like crazy. Immediately, I finished school in May. In June, the company invited us to celebrate 50 years anniversary in London. What a way to crown up my education. It was so timely. It was so exciting. For the very first time, I traveled to London. I had never been to London to do what? To see who would pay for me. But here I was at 22 in London. I remember the room at the Excel Convention Center having close to 10,000 people. I remember that time the company even paid a musician called Brian Adams to perform for us live. I remember I had to go up on stage and pick a check of about $7,000 in forms of incentives. I was excited. What a way to end, my school life. It was a fantastic, fantastic trip. Up to today, I always keep recalling it because I don't think there's an opportunity in the world out there that would give a girl, a young Ugandan girl, 22 years of age, to live that kind of life. So I continued to do the business even when I came back from London in January 2009. That is one of the best days in my life, 21st January 2009. I graduated from Makerere University with a bachelor's degree majoring in banking and finance. It's a bachelor's degree in commerce, majoring in banking and finance. And I will give you a highlight of what happened that particular day. While we were at the university, many people were excited. The vice chancellor gave a speech and he said that in Makerere alone, the university I had gone to, we were 11,000 students who had graduated. Mark you, in Uganda at that time, we had about 35 other universities. And he continued to say that there were only 2,000 jobs available. So basically, we were 11,000 students in one of the universities out of the 35, and there were only 2,000 jobs available. I said, you know what? I think this is it. I cannot be among the 2,000 scrambling for jobs, because here in Uganda, the streets are full of jobless graduates, the people who are in the matatus, those who ride the motorbikes that we call boda bodas, those who sell tomatoes in the market are all graduates, and they have done well, but the job market cannot absorb them. So I told myself that since I had started a business part-time and it has given me such an income, why would I try to make sense going to the bank to earn maybe an equivalent of about maybe $250, yet from my part-time business that I had started, I was making close to $3,000. That is when I made a sharp decision to retire on my graduation day. And today I'm proudly a retired banker who has never been employed. And that is the genesis of why it happened that way. So I went into business full-time. From January 2009 to June 2009, it was a record 6 months. I came from an income of about $3,000 to an income of about $6,000 in 6 months after deciding to go and do this business full-time. So I am so excited about how I used up my time as a university student, because I know typically at the university, there is plenty of time. When we finish our lectures, maybe at 4, 5 o'clock, many of the young people go out there, look for what we call plot. Yeah, they go visiting, they go to nightclubs, they do all kinds of stuff. But I'm grateful to God that He gave me, that insight so that I could be in position to use my free time. I can tell you that at the time that I graduated, I was so proud of myself because I had done something many young people had not done. And I made sure that then I used this opportunity as a way for many young people to do business as a career. Thereafter, the team that I was heading, the team that I was working with, many of them believed that if it was possible for Janet, it is possible for us too. So I went into business. I started doing business across Uganda. Actually, there are only 2 districts that I have not been to in Uganda. I traveled everywhere. I started going outside the country. I remember I even went to South Sudan. I went to Congo. I went to Rwanda. I went to Burundi, because if I could do this business part-time and it gives me that kind of income, what if I put in what we call overtime? So to cut my long story short, it has been a lovely 18 years doing this business. And I'm so grateful to God because it's one of the best choices that I have made in my life. Today, everything that I am is entirely because of this business. Even the scholarship that I got to go and study and do my master's, they were looking at somebody who had made a positive difference in the lives of others, who was excellent at networking skills, who had a clear career plan, because what I did involved international business as well. So it helped me to have a very, very good understanding of that as well. They were looking for somebody who exhibited excellent leadership skills. And when I went and shared my Neolife story, guess what? I went in and that is how I got a scholarship out of 66,000 people who applied around the world. So I want you to imagine what the Neolife opportunity can do for you. So what have I benefited in the last 18 years? The first thing that I've benefited from this opportunity is what we call personal growth and development. If I were to start all over again, what I'm saying is, if it wasn't for the money, if it wasn't for the lifestyle, if it wasn't for all those things, if I were to start my life now with the knowledge that I have, the personal growth and development that I have, I would still make it to great heights. That has been one of the greatest benefits that I've got from this business. Secondly, financial freedom. Yeah, I would like to say that at a very, very tender age, we had a very good test of what money is like. And we are grateful to God because when we took up this opportunity, we said we are going to do it with one heart. And today, we have been able to drive good cars. We have been able to build a house, acquire property. We have been able to educate our child in one of the best schools in Africa. Basically, we are grateful to God for that financial freedom that He has enabled us to get. Thirdly, we have got a lot of knowledge about health and nutrition. And I think this has been one of the greatest assets for our family and our friends. When people are in health trouble, they are always running to us. And one of the things that we have purposed is to go out there and look for people who want to live longer, healthier lives, so that they do not have to deal with many of these chronic diseases that are on the increase in the world. So that's a great, great benefit. Good health for our family and our friends. I belong to WhatsApp groups of some of the old students of the school where I went to. And many of these young people are losing their parents when their parents are still very young to many of these chronic illnesses like cancer, like pressure. Every time we are contributing money, for different things, for surgeries and stuff like that. But I'm grateful to God that through this opportunity, our parents are still alive. They are still healthy. They are vibrant. And above all, they're excited about the future. The other benefit that we've got from this opportunity is something that I love to talk about. It is something that I think for me has been the spark. There's been all these nice things about the business, but there's been that spark, lifestyle and travel. Today, if you go to the airport, our airport here is called Entebbe, people are traveling every single day, different reasons. We could say they're traveling for work. Some people go for conferences, they go for work, they even book them in very good hotels, but they never have the opportunity. They go in, work, ports and things like that. Other people are going to work, in different countries. They're being taken as, I don't know what, guards and things like that. Other people are going for school. Other people are going for, hospital. Other people are going to visit. But one thing that I love about the Neolife opportunity is you travel for free and for fun, for free and for fun. And I believe that every one of us here will have an opportunity to travel for free and for fun. In the last 18 years, I've been a part of this opportunity. In the month of October, I'll be making my 65th trip, courtesy of Neolife. So we've slept in some of the best hotels in the world. One of my highlights was having a dinner at the Emirates Palace in Abu Dhabi. My goodness, I had never known that somebody can take a glass of wine of close to about 15 million Ugandan shillings, which is an equivalent of about $4,000. I want you to imagine $4,000 just going down your throat, So living in that kind of life, Neolife has given us an opportunity to test that kind of life. We've had opportunities to go to places like Dubai, to Hong Kong, to Mauritius. We've been to Hawaii. We've been to Cabo San Lucas in Mexico. We have been to Dubai severally. We have been to the Santon Sun City. I mean, we can sit here all day, all night talking about the lifestyle. Actually, why would I spend a lot of time talking about the lifestyle when I can show you some of these places? Let me share the screen so that you can be in position to see some of the places that you can go to as well. Okay. So, yes, I think you can see of course, there you can start with your why. Why do you want to be a part of this opportunity to travel? Yeah, one of my best destinations that I wanted to go to was the Ferrari World in Abu Dhabi, and courtesy of this opportunity, I have been there twice, a top destination. Of course, having great family time, great financial freedom, great retirement. We even had an opportunity after a trip to Cabo San Lucas in Mexico to visit one of the biggest churches in the United States of America and meet Joel Osteen, like the photo in the right-hand corner. And this has been possible because of the Neolife opportunity. Okay, so those are some of the places we have been to: London, San Francisco, Hawaii, Cabo San Lucas, Dubai, Hong Kong, Sun City, Cape Town, Abu Dhabi, Rome. You know, we even had an opportunity to visit the Vatican. What a business, yeah. Of course, when I had just started the business and I became a director, I qualified consistently. I was given a special invitation to go to what we call the leadership school at the Windsor Golf and Country Club. Let me tell you what was so special about the leadership school. At the time that I went to the Windsor, guess what? The Secretary General of the UN at that time, the late Kofi Annan, was holding a UN, I think, summit at the Windsor, and we were there at the same time. I want you to imagine having breakfast with such kinds of people, and everybody is wondering, this young girl, you know, they would look at my passport, cover it, look at it again, look at the year I was born. And I think in their minds, they were thinking, how did she get here? You know, so I'm grateful to the Neolife opportunity because it has given me a chance, an ordinary person, to live an extraordinary life. Look at that. We share in lots of success stories, lots of excitement, you know, lots of recognition, meeting people from different parts of the world. I can tell you this is a fantastic opportunity. Of course, lots of fun, having, you know, going around, dancing, visiting, excursions. This is the kind of life that I've always wanted to live. And of course, it's very, very motivating to work hard because, you know, the rewards are very, very great. That is the photo. For many of us who are Catholics, I think this is one of the places that you need to go to, the Vatican. I had an opportunity to help some of my friends and family in the Catholic fraternity to achieve the dream on their behalf. I visited the Vatican, and of course, meeting top executives like Anna Maria Riccardi, going to the Colosseum, meeting all these top distributors, the 5 Diamond Director, the most successful around the world. It is a fantastic opportunity. Look at that, having all these fun activities that you had never ever thought. Why? Because you're healthy, you feel like you can go out and move the world. So I want to say that, you see, all this has been possible because of the Neolife opportunity. And if this has happened for me, I believe, I'm more than sure that it can happen for you. So I am so excited to be on this call today. I started this business very, very humbly, but look at what it has done for me. And I believe that everybody on this call today, irrespective of who you are, where you're coming from, irrespective of your age, your status in society, irrespective of whether you are in the deepest pit or you are on the mountaintop, you can start today and make a positive difference in your life. And of course, I want to end by saying that all these good things, you can have them, okay? But I want to give an illustration. For many of us on the call, irrespective of which part of the world you're in, it could be in South Africa, it could be in Nigeria, in Kenya, we have these retail stores, the very big supermarkets. Like in the US, we have Walmart. In Uganda, we have Carrefour, you know, in, I don't know whether ShopRite is still in South Africa. In Kenya, there is Naivas and all these big supermarkets. I want to say that every one of us today, if you walked into that one big supermarket in your neighborhood, in your country, in your city, you can literally walk out with everything. You can walk to that shelf, pick every single thing, provided you're willing to pass by the counter. What does that mean? You need to be willing to pay the price for every single thing that you're picking. Now, I look at the Neolife opportunity as a supermarket. What do I want from that? Financial freedom. Let me go and pick financial freedom from that fridge. Go pass by the counter, pay the price for it. I will have it. You want to travel the world? Go to the shelf that has traveling the world. In fact, pick Mauritius, pick Serena Mombasa, pick the Santon Sun in Joburg, pick Disneyland in Hong Kong, pick Hawaii, pick Los Angeles. Go pass by the counter and pay the price, and you will have it. What do you want? You want to have more time with your family and your friends? Go to the counter, go to the shelf, pick more time for my family and my friends. Go to the counter, pay the price for it. You will have it. Do you want everything? What do we mean by everything? Personal development, financial freedom, everything. Pick everything you want. Go to the counter, pay the price for them. You will have them. So that is what we are talking about when we talk about the Neolife opportunity and what it can do in your life. I want to assure everybody on the call, if there's someone to tell you what this business can do, I feel I have the best story and the best testimony to show you that an ordinary person, a student, a young girl at the age of 19 could use this opportunity as a vehicle to take her from where she was to where she is today. So I would like to congratulate you all for being on this call today. And I believe that every one of us, if you've been invited here as a guest, before you sleep tonight, contact the person who has invited you, irrespective of which part of the world they're in. Tell them that I want to be a part of this opportunity, not tomorrow, but tonight, because tomorrow has its own worries. You never know what will happen tomorrow. So I want to say that thank you so much. I would like to wish you the best, more than I even wish for myself. Good night. Back to you, Pascal. Thank you.
Janet, thank you.